Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to a bit of World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Edition. I'm just going to say right now, this video is probably going to be a bit shorter than usual, and also as well, of course, I'll restart. Right. Sorry about that, I've got a new mouse. I've got a Corsair Scimitar. I'm not sponsored in any way, as if I'd be sponsored, right? But I bought myself a new MMO mouse because the other one was double clicking too much, and I just want a new mouse for my PC setup, so that's what I've gone for. Why I'm hovering over this character, I have no idea. I think it's because I logged into them last. I am playing... Oh yes, this is something I want to talk about very briefly before I get to Withywarlock. The reason why I'm choosing to level up a warrior is because if I go on here for my druid, I've had to change from being a tank on this character to a balance and resto druid. I haven't actually gone to the resto tree properly yet. The reason is because feral combat requires way too many points before I actually feel comfortable tanking, whereas warriors, I feel, because of the mail armor and the fairly straightforward leveling process for them, I'm going to benefit more from being a warrior tank than I am going to be from a feral druid tank. And besides, being a restoration druid is going to be much more in line with my character than being a tank, the character I made years ago. So like here, for example, Fura, you basically need 5 points in this ability to get a 100% chance that you'll get 10 rage when you shapeshift to bear form. And then you sort of have to go into the others maybe, like this one, you reduce the cost of shapeshifting by up to 30%. Then you're going to start doing this one. Oh yeah, increases the damage you deal in all physical attacks in all forms by 2%. So a 10% damage increase there. You do want damage as a tank because that's going to actually help you help you with that. But this is really just focusing on... Right, I'm going to have to really sort this mouse out, I think, because it seems to be cycling a lot. So, I'm still setting up, so just bear with me if it's a bit slow, whatever I'm asking about it. I like that guild name there is Nepotism. Yep, I think it's just reset back to its old, slower speed. Not great. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so, the point is there's a lot of things in this tree alone that I have to go for, but, I mean, this is the main one for tanks. Feral combat. So, feral aggression increases your attack power reduction from demoralizing roar. If I do that now. So, yeah. So, 10 rage to reduce attack power by 30%. There's this one, reduces the cost of your abilities, so Maul, Swipe, Claw, Rake, and Mangle. So this one here will cost 15 rage. So up to 5 points there, so I can reduce that down to 10. I can reduce that down to 15. That sort of thing. Not necessarily a great... excuse me, a great sort of talent choice. And then things like this here, increases in your armor contributions and whatnot. I don't think it was an ultra-same thing.
Excellent.
Excellent. Right. Yeah, so the point is things like this here. There's a lot of stuff here that I have to get into before I really want to be a tank as Elderic. So I'm going to be a healer, I think. At least go for balance for leveling with a healer focus in dungeons. I've already reset my talents once, it's cost me 1 gold. It's going to cost me more to do it again, so I'm probably going to have to start speccing into restoration. So, let's carry on with the wall. But everything's good, like, I'm loving a warrior right now, I really am. I decided to go for a night elf for that, just because I like the character's animations. So, yeah. We are in Theramore. We don't really need to be here. Are we here for the Warlock quest? What are we actually here for? Warlocks. These are all dungeon quests, so I don't need those right now. Heartswood. Ashenvale. What is love? So I need to go all the way to fucking Ashenvale, which is... So I'm probably going to have to fly there, because I want to do my Warlock quests. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot today, to be honest. So it really is probably just going to be Warlock quest stuff today. for however many hours I'm actually playing. It might be just about 2 hours today. At most. I would like to play for about an hour and a half. So yeah. So I haven't, bear in mind as well, I haven't uploaded the previous part. So that took some fucking editing because it kept turning itself off. I'm not very happy about that. But hey ho, and yes, I will sort out my key bindings on this character.
How are you?
Oh, alright.
Safe travel.
Safe travels! Flight is lovely and cheap. I do love thermal. What a magnificent zone. This, Menethil Bay. Perfect. Love it. Oh yeah, but it's probably going to be a bit of a talking head episode today as well, because I've got some stuff to talk about. So one of the things I want to talk about is, if you don't know already, if you haven't seen my channel, I'm a massive Warhammer fan and nerd. And I was disappointed to hear that Ian Watson had sadly passed away, I think due to pancreatic cancer. Ian Watson was, I think, one of the first novelists, if not the first novelist, for Warhammer 40,000 novels. He wrote Inquisitor, he wrote, I think he wrote the Space Marine trilogy. It was back when Black Library wasn't even a publishing house, I don't think, so... And it was very weird. Like, Ian Watson's stuff, I think, is actually some of the few things that have been considered no longer canon. Because a lot of people say, oh, this isn't canon anymore when it comes to Warhammer stuff. And usually what that means is canon begins and ends when I joined the game. So, but I think when it comes to that, Games Workshop did explicitly say the Space Marine trilogy and Inquisitor are no longer canon. And there's some properly weird books. And they're proper grimdark as well. But it's the kind of weird that makes Warhammer Warhammer. It's very, very fun. You're level 21, I wonder if you're here for your Warlock quest as well. Well, let's carry on up the road. We're going to Ashenvale. How do we get to Ashenvale? We'll have to go up Durotar way. Oh, great. So, yeah, Ian Watson's brand of Warhammer was fantastic. Like, you had the Imperial Fist Poop Vault, you had the whole... Oh, lots of... I'm not going to say gross dom, but lots of gross things in it. You had, like, an Inquisitor who was in a sexual relationship with a Gene Stealer, also sort of Tyranid shapeshifter in his retinue. The words questing tendrils has been one of the most horrific sentences I've ever heard, or ways to describe something in a Warhammer book I've ever seen, more than, you know, the Demon Cabula or whatever it's called. It was proper grimdark and proper weird. Like, I think Warhammer nowadays tries almost too hard to be funny, I think, at times. Or it's quite tame, it's not weird. Like, I like Trench Crusade because it's weird, but I also don't like that there isn't really like a punchline almost. And that's one of my turn-offs with it, where, like, I'm really glad that there's actually I think there's actually some Trench Crusade novels coming out, which is good, because I think one of the things that I find a lack of appeal in with Trench Crusade is, like, a lack of characters. I want to know what characters there are, what stories there are to tell, rather than just lore. I want story rather than just lore. And I really would like to see, like, Trench Crusade be properly weird. And in a way, it really is. It does some great body horror stuff. and Ian Watson did the best body horror in Warhammer. Like, Warhammer Horror, I think that line of games, line of books, is the best. No, Warhammer Crime, Warhammer Horror are some of the best sub-series in all of the Warhammer novels. You have like The Watcher in the Rain. That's one of the Warhammer Horror ones. But some really good stuff out there. Blood Quest was a great graphic novel. Lots of interesting things. Lots of interesting titles. Now, are there any guards here that are going to shoot me on sight? Because I really want to have the crossroads to my... Oh, there they are! Just materialised into thick air. Out of thick air, rather. Doran! Nice. Right. Moving on. Moving away. So, yeah, but Ian Watson did some really good, weird stuff. And, like, a lot of people are grossed out by it, but I think it's one of those cases where, like, it's like, you know how an author or an artist or whatever... Yeah, let's use the term artist. Whenever an artist dies, they become way more popular. And people feel a bit more sympathetic. Like, I remember when, for example, Amy Winehouse was absolutely hated by the public and always taken the piss out of. But people now sympathise with her because people actually step back and go, actually, you know what, she was a struggling artist and she had a lot of problems. She had the support. She didn't have a support network that was probably there for her. All this sort of thing, you know. There's lots of things and lots of new information that we have, and I think now people feel the same way about Ian Watson. A lot of people really do not like Ian Watson's stuff. Ah, shit! Oh no, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Are you watching this? No, are you watching this? And not too far. So, I think the same happened with Ian Watson, where a lot of people look at his work and now all of a sudden they're really interested in it, after they might have said, and I'm not saying it's the same people, but there's a lot of criticism of his work and think it's like, oh no, that's too grim or that's too ugly for Warhammer. I think some of the best stuff in Warhammer is when it really, when they crack one single joke in the entire book or whatever. I like, I think it was in, what's it called? Not Dark Millennium. Was it Dark Millennium? It's one of the Robert Guilliman books that was like around during the, I think it must have, oh, Dark Imperium it might have been. I think Robert Guilliman is just out of stasis or whatever, and he's like, yes, I am prone to joke. I have been known to joke in my time. Like, the Astartes are looking at him as like, oh, you're jesting, my lord. I see. I don't know how to jest. And I like things like that. There's some books as well, or like, I think it was a Rinceworld. Again, one of these earlier Warhammer novels. Is that a multi-boxer? Or is that someone just following them? They're the party leader, I'm guessing not. Alpha Gooman. Right, okay. So, yeah. So it was in Rinceworld, I think, and there's the Space Marines in their fight, and there's one of the Astartes. He's got his bolt and he's going, and he's looking over to his sergeant. And his sergeant says, "Sergeant, you've lost your arm." And this guy, it's got like a fucking arm stump, whatever. He's in his other hand. He's got his bolt pistol shooting away. He's going, "No, I haven't. It's over there." It's brilliant. I think that's wonderful. That is absolutely a marvellous joke, and I love things like that, where you've got this super serious thing, and you have at some point just one little bit of humility, or like there's one little bit of a bit of comic relief. Gallows humour's wonderful, and it's sort of like it's what I want in Trench Crusade in a way. Is I don't want it to just be like Warhammer because Warhammer does it. I'm saying that I want there to be a little bit of gallows humour, just like some little thing that's like it removes the tension. Otherwise, it's just miserable. It's like it's not just grimdark. Grimdark is the whole point of grimdark is that it's grim and dark to the point of obscenity, almost to the point where it's ridiculous, to the point of ridicule, and that I think is, I'm not going to say missing from Trench Crusade, but I like a bit more of it maybe. I must admit I'm not knowledgeable enough to say if it is missing or not. But I'd like for there to be more of it. Now this might be the Horde entrance to Ashen Vale, so I need to find an alternate route around. I have to go through the Stone Talon Mountains. Please don't kill me if you're the Horde. I'm not with the Alliance, I'm with the demons, honestly. That's probably not much better, is it? I think that's their entrance into Ishara. I do like that they've got banners up to sort of warn you. We'll see. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the Horde entrance there, and this might be an alternate one for those who can't get through. Baron's Guard. Baron's Guard there. What flag is that? Looks like an orc one. But it's a safe way into Ashen Vale for us. Ashen Vale's a beautiful zone. Catalysm, classic, it's all wonderful. It's a great zone for Horde vs Alliance PvP from what I remember. Oh yeah, the Night Elf music is wonderful. Right, I need to get there. My quests are up there. I haven't got any soul stones. We need to sort that out, don't we? So, yeah. I like, for example, The Infinite the Divine. Fantastical book. The reason why The Infinite the Divine is such a great book is because it's... A lot of people say it's a comedy, and it's not. It's a tragedy that's dressed up as a comedy. You have these two characters, and don't get me wrong, it is a funny book, but I wouldn't say it's a comedy, it's still a tragedy. It's just a tragedy full of jokes. You've got things like these two guys, Trazyn the Infinite and Orican the Divine. Of the Orican the Diviner. Or is it Orican the Divine? Anyway. The point is that these two hate each other's guts. One's obsessed with the past, one's obsessed with the future. Neither of them really need to can meet in the present. And they do such horrible things, and their culture is so horrible as well. Like, for example, there's the line, "Gone like the Kuvu," where basically it's like, if you say that something has gone like the Kuvu, it means you've completely wiped it out. It was a phrase used in dinner time. So, if you said, you know, all that food on your plate has gone like the Kuvu, it's basically the equivalent of us saying, you really took that plate to the Holocaust. That's like, what the fuck, you wouldn't say that. But for the Necrons, it's normal for them to do so. Because the Kuvu dynasty was just wiped out by, I think it was Imhotep? Imhotep the Stormlord? And that's just part of their culture, that they just expect others to be completely wiped out and erased from history. And it's just normal. It's a joke for them, even. It's things like they can't even talk. They're so puritanical. They can't even talk about a euphemism for excreta. They can't talk about poop. They will throw, pardon the phrase, a shit fit if you talk about poop, or even a euphemism of poop. They set a gene stealer and cause a gene stealer rising on a planet. I don't want to spoil too much. And basically, they don't really make any progress whatsoever as characters. They're both Necrons. They're both political animals, and they both will do whatever they're gonna do. You know. So nobody really comes out of that looking good. You've got lines like, "Oh, the awkward silence between them lasted 6 years to demonstrate how long the Necrons live," or something like their theatre version of the Horus Heresy lasted longer than the Horus Heresy itself, which I think was about 6 years. I think 6 years passed in the Horus Heresy, or 3 years maybe. And Necrons, when they became Necrons from Necrontyr, because they live so long now, they're so immortal, they have no regard for time, so hence the awkward silence between Trazyn and Orokin lasting 6 years. They can just sit there. Meanwhile, the Mechanicus can have a conversation in the speed of thought. Faster than that, even. And yeah, I just think it's funny. My favourite line that I want to have probably as like a notification sound was, "You stupid bastard!" sneered Orokin. "You got us box seats to a go!" Well, the reviews were very good. It's a brilliant line for the context. Do you have a statue, Orokin? There's so many good lines in it. And it's a jokey book, but it's still a tragedy. And it's a really good test to see if you've been paying attention if you view that book as a comedy by the end of it. It's a funny book, but it's still a tragedy, and that's what I like Warhammer to be. I like it to be a tragedy with comedic elements. Do I need Razor Fen Crawl, actually? Stockade. Is all my stuff really for me? Stockade, yeah, that's all Stockade. This one's a dungeon. This is for Blackfathom Deeps. I don't know how likely I am to get a group together for Blackfathom Deeps. So, so yeah, I think so. Like with Inquisitor and the Space Marine trilogies with Ian Watson, his stuff was gross, and because of that, it made Warhammer better. I think it really did play up to the absolute. It was some of the most serious media that came out of like the Rogue Trader era, because it really did play the Inquisitors as, I don't know any other word to describe them, weird. That they had this power, of course they were going to be mad. You know, it's a mad world. And it really did show it as mad, not just exhausting, but fucking mental and crazy. You know? Like, imagine if Judge Dredd was actually like serious or whatever. That's what Ian Watson stuff was. But with loads of just horror stuff in it. They did a really good job making it as nightmarish as it is. They did wonders to the setting. Absolute wonders. And I'm gonna miss Watson.
Ishnu Dal Diem.
He was over ambitious with some of his ideas for films. Yeah, I think he wanted to make... I think he wanted to sort of be the next... What's that? Alright, it's not in language. I thought it said like women hat something something. So I thought, oh, I don't know. Sorry, clicking away. Where do I need to go? I need to follow a little path that's cut off here. But I got no soul stones! Oh, bookie! So... I don't particularly want to go through there. That's where I got a distraction. Oh my god! Your service, I'd say, will not be forgotten, but I didn't even see who you are, so sorry about that. Anyway, so rest in peace, Ian Watson. You are one of the fine writers of Warhammer, and I think, I'm not going to say Warhammer's lost its way as a result of it. Ian Watson no longer working on, able to work on, because he's dead, Warhammer stuff. But I will say that he will be missed. And I'm sort of seeing that as the response that actually, yes, he has been missed. Despite how people weren't really too keen on his work in the first place. It's nice. It's genuinely nice to see that people are giving it the respect it deserves. But yeah, I love Warhammer books. They're fantastic. Warcraft has some really good books as well. As I say, I like Christy Golden stuff. I haven't really read much else, but I think was it Richard Enoch who did some apparently the best Warcraft books, because Warcraft had novels as well. They really went into like the War of the Dragons, the Titans. The novels are some of the best ways to get your lore for Warcraft. And I like Christy Golden stuff that covered the in-between things between the games. I think that's what she became the author of, really. That she became, like, the in-between author. I am doing this out of pets, so it's probably not a good idea. I've forgotten completely about the interruptions that I'm going to suffer. Oh yeah, of course I remembered, haven't I? You know why we don't refresh our Curse of Agony until it expires? Because it does more damage the longer it stays up. That's going to do a lot more damage. Oh, you're kidding me. I didn't get the fucking soul stone after all that. Well, I guess I gotta eat. I'll eat the Gortus liver pie. Oh, fuck's sake, I've just interrupted myself. Like an utter dickhead. Hey! We got a soul shard. Woo! I'm going the right way, aren't I? You know something? I'm actually not, I'm an idiot. Here's me going on about fucking reading. I probably can actually get up there that way, but... you know what? Let's not make a tank. Bet. Let's make a soul stone. Let's have a drinky drink. Oh, excuse me 1 second.
Doing the thing.
So you might have just heard a video playing in the background there as I was trying to pause the video. Yeah. I've just actually had this delivered. I think actually Ian Watson is looking down on me right now because look at this shirt I've got. An actual Warhammer shirt. Look how official is that? Ain't that brilliant? Oh, I apologise you had to see a load of shit back there, but never mind. Right, let's actually get back into the game. So, I've got a soul stone, I haven't got a pet that I'm going to bother with summoning. I'm just trying to excuse me, get out of the way and try and get to where I need to be for the quest. Ain't that better? Right. So yes. Yeah, I do actually, when I'm leveling, I do listen to Josh in the background, so it's good. Also helps keeping the Union spirit. I really am. Oh shit! I'm stuck. Hang on, am I stuck? Yeah. So I remember when I was MVP, I got a Burning Crusade shirt in the middle of like Catalysm for Christmas, which was interesting choice from Blizzard to send over, but maybe they're just trying to get rid of some stock. But oh, they sent me over a nice Christmas card as well. They do that sometimes. So yeah, I haven't kept any of that stuff because I was protesting Blizz for quite a while. Interesting. Yeah, Dark Strand. Okay. Dark Iron. Interesting. So yeah, Heartswood. Great. Is that literally the quest? Ah, I gotta go down here as well. Okay. Let's get all our quests if we can. Oh, what's that dungeon there as well? Oh, Black Fathom Deeps! Oh, nice, okay. Right, I best go over there and just discover that location then. Because I need to do that dungeon. I'll need to find out what level it is actually, because I want to make sure that I'm appropriately leveled to it. 20 to 28, yeah, that's fine. So we could do Stockade. We could do Black Fathom Deeps. And we're nearly level 24. Which would be the last level we can do Dead Mines before we start greying it out for other people, if we were to join. So once one person in the party has what am I about? Oh yeah, so if you've got one person in the party who has enemies that are now giving grey levels to enemies, then the rest of the party does not get XP. So like here, you see how this 18 here is green? The next level down from that is grey. So if we go like one more level, let's say, we're basically going to stop enemies from giving XP to everyone else there, so it's not going to be great for us to bother going. Just looking at some of the things they're talking about here. Hello! You're a mage. I wonder if you're here for stuff like that. Unlit torch. Let's check the quest requirements. Watch his love. Retrieve the golden figurine and bring it. Okay.
I'm listening.
Hello?
Greetings.
Lunador, traveller. I'm Saradine. My partner Rillathor and I are working to uncover the lost artifacts of our people. Much is remembered by the older Calderai, but there is no telling what tales have been forgotten. Without our intervention, they would vanish from this world forever. Have they been found recently? Work has been stymied of late. Our dig sites have been overrun by both the Forsaken and the Cult of the Dark Strand. The Sentinels are keeping them corralled to the ruins. I just hope they don't cause too much damage while they're there. Last item we recovered was a wooden effigy depicting two figures. I give it to Relithor. He's been trying to piece together its history. You can find it upstairs.
May the stars guide
Ooh,
you.
that's cool. Yeah, so archaeology actually becomes a profession in Catalysm, and I quite liked it. There was also like a dinosaur mount you could get as well, like a fossilized dinosaur mount. Really cool.
Peace be with you.
Okay, well yes, a fascinating statuette depicting two night elves at rest. Ceradan excavated it from Bathran's horn just hours before the Forsaken approached him and forced him away from the ruins. Okay. Two figures are male, but I haven't been able to glean any more information from that. The War of the Satyr, okay. We've sent that up. When Ceradan handed it to me, it made me feel. I don't know. I seem to have lost my words. My apologies, I probably sound foolish. Getting attached to some frivolous curio. Regardless, I'm sorry to say that the statue is not for sale at this time.
Go in peace.
Well. Ooh, is that fire? Requires a cooking fire. Do we have a cooking fire? Do I need a cooking fire of my own? I need flint and tinder for that. Where the fuck am I gonna buy flint and tinder? At this hour? Is there a cooking fire anywhere? Anywhere? Do I have to make my own? Hello? So I can't actually just take it, I have to... Fuck me. Alright, let's have a look around for a fire, see if there's any around here, maybe. Otherwise I've got to make my own cooking fire to do the quest, probably to set the house on fire and get them out of it. No, there's not one here, is there? Why would you use the torch? Let's look around. I want to go up this way anyway to Darkshore. What to do? I need a cooking fire. I don't know where to find one. I go up here. I can't make a cooking fire. I need wood. Oh, I have the flint and tinder. I need wood. So, right. Didn't tell me all this. We have one last look. Is there anything here? Like, they've got candles. Can I notate candle? Yeah, I know a lot of people weren't fans of archaeology as a profession in this game, but because it didn't really do much for you, such then again you could get heirlooms for leveling and whatnot. That I will say, yeah, okay, I can understand the point against it. Right, we're gonna have to go all the way to bloody Darkshore. Well, no, we don't have to, we just go back here, but I'd rather just go all the way back to bloody Darkshore. So then, we can do the quest. So more talking, yay. This is interesting, isn't it? So yeah. Anyway, so what to tell you? Told you about Warhammer, told you about the Warcraft novels, told you a bit about archaeology. It was an alright profession, I liked it. In World of Warcraft news, there is news of, oh yes, private servers. So if you're not familiar with private servers are unofficial community-run servers that are third-party. Blizzard do not like them because it infringes on their copyright, and especially when it starts taking money to do it. It's the #1 rule with any sort of grey stuff or where the law's concerned, as like, if you, like for example, if you're running an emulation site, if you have made an emulator, if you've made an unofficial server for something, if you've made a Pokemon ROM hack. No, you haven't. That's the rule. You don't tell people that you've been doing it, because the people who actually own the intellectual property will come down hard. Turtle WoW was one of these private servers, and apparently it was actually one of the better ones because they had a lot of content from Classic, rather from Vanilla I should say, that was actually cut from the game, from the cutting room floor. So what you had was things like the questing zone Hyjal. So if I open the map, so Hyjal, which is here, this massive landmass here, would become a questing zone in Catalysm, and would be the home of the not Molten Core raid, of the Firelands raid, where Ragnaros would return. Ragnaros the Fire Lord, who's actually in like Blackrock depths in Molten Core. Anyway, so that was a thing. And yeah, Hyjal was a questing zone. And it didn't make it to the game, but servers like Turtle WoW added it, I believe. They added quite a few. I think Azara as well was a zone that they also added back into the game that wasn't originally in the original product. So there's a certain appeal. There's other things as well, like they might have more classes, they might have more races, they have more class-race combinations. You know, they might have more battlegrounds, raids, that sort of thing. They might have their own content, and their own ideas, XP, leveling, all this sort of thing. And the thing is that like private services have come and gone before. One of the things that's going to prevent Turtle WoW from actually being shut down fully is that, because that's what I want to talk about, is that it's basically come under fire by Blizzard. And they've basically sent a cease and desist to the one American who's actually on the project. I think others are in the UK and in Russia. So they're going to have a really tough time. Actually, hey, it's someone from the Union. Hello.
Outstanding.
I'll give you underwater breathing. I know you need it for this zone, possibly. So yeah, so Turtle WoW. So one person involved in the project has been hit with a cease and desist by Blizzard, and there's a lot of speculation as to what's happening with Turtle WoW now. It's going to get shut down. What's happening to it? And the answer is, I don't think anybody really knows right now. Now, Turtle WoW have sort of brought this upon themselves, though, by constantly, basically, bear baiting Blizzard. And you do not bait the big Blizz bear, because they take the Warcraft IP quite seriously. They really don't like infringement on it. They come down hard on anyone who infringes on their IP. So, Turtle WoW, though, they were putting paid adverts everywhere. They were advertising the fact they took donations. They constantly responded to Blizzard's every social media post. They drew a lot of unnecessary attention to themselves. I'm not saying, like, by talking to community managers or their social media team, they're picking that up and passing it on as such. But there was no point doing that. Like, why were they drawing the extra attention to themselves? And that got them into a fair bit of trouble now. So I don't think Total WoW's gone. It might do, it might go. I don't know, I'm not betting on anything. But I will say that it's in a much more precarious position than it was before. And I like the idea of private servers, I really do. The idea that you can actually play World of Warcraft for free and a third party with some downloads, lack of layering, a ability to donate rather than subscribe, getting cosmetic boosts, getting extra content. Sounds alright. And, yeah, great community, all that sort of thing. Not a problem. But I still think it was a bad idea for them to just constantly shove it in Blizzard's face like, ha 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 ha, we'll make a better product than you. Because it doesn't sound like that to them. Because a lot of people say, oh, yeah, Blizzard hate fun. And don't get me wrong, sometimes they are a bit fun policey, especially in retail. But they don't hear our product is better than yours. They hear we're infringing on your copyright and your intellectual property. And I'm absolutely one of these people who believes that people should be paid for their work, and in a fair world everyone gets what they deserve for what they make. But what I believe doesn't matter.
I am honored.
The law says that you must
Farewell.
do this. So, and that, or rather not do this, which is violating Blizzard's intellectual property. And they did exactly the opposite of that. It wasn't a very good idea. Let's have a look. So, I need to find some reagents. I believe the reagents guy's over here. I've had a quest here as a druid. I don't like Darkshore. It's fucking miserable. It does have really good quest density. It does have really good mob density. You're not going to have that much trouble here. I don't need that, do I?
See you soon.
Here there.
Who can sell me simple wood? I think it's going to be somewhere. Is they going to be in the inn, maybe? I'm going to give people who I can underwater breathing.
That's still recharging.
There's some parts of this place where you might naturally
Peace
need
be
it.
with you. Goddess
I do not want to have this in my home. I do not want to talk to you. You're a drink vendor, I don't want to talk to you either.
How may I help?
A fish
My
vendor, you're
goods
not going
are
to
of
sell
the
me
highest quality.
simple wood, are you? No.
The next we need.
Elune
A
adore.
baker, you're going to sell me wood to make it? No.
May the stars guide you.
No. Right, onwards we go. I will find this simple wood. I will find this wood. That's a campfire. If I do this, am I going to ruin the quest? I've got 5 minutes. Oh shit, okay, right, you know what, let's actually just... I need to find this stuff now. Tailoring supplies, clothier, general goods. Please tell me you sell simple wood.
Be careful.
Right. If that torch runs out, we're not gonna do too bad, because at least we're going back to where we are. We might actually get one Warlock quest done today. Draenei. What is actually a set? Shimmering. Yeah, shimmering. Wow. Have you actually purposefully gone for that, or is that? Oh, what if it's tailoring? That's really cool. That shimmering set. Keep an eye on that, 'cause that's really cool. I like that. If we do get to Catalysm, I'll keep that in mind for Transmog. Transmogrification was a great thing to come to the game. Catalysm, for all the criticism it gets, was a fantastical expansion. In places, at least. I will say that. In places. You had archaeology as a profession. You had transmog, like patch 4.3, everyone hated the raid, Dragon Soul. It was awful. Because you weren't killing Deathwing, you were killing his feet. Or you were scratching his back. That wasn't fun. I get how they wanted to make Deathwing more powerful, where you have to fight parts of him, because you can't just take him down in one go. But they really shit the bed with Dragon Soul in general. It just wasn't that interesting. A lot of the Catalysm raids I don't think were all that interesting. That said, I'm not a high-end raider, so I don't know, but a lot of people just didn't really feel great with it. I did one raid. I did a normal raid. That I did the Dragon Soul as LFR, because that's when they tried out LFR. That was another thing they added as well. But what was it now? What was the one in the Twilight Highlands? The raid there. It wasn't Doom's Hammer, was it? It was Twilight Hammer something, I can't remember. It was alright. I got a spear. That spear! No, it was a staff I got. I got a staff. Because it was an agility staff. I was a hunter. And it was insanely useful to me. That lasted me a really long time, up until Sul Aman. And even then I was like, actually I want to hold this staff instead. It was really good. So that I enjoyed that. Transmogrification, the idea that you can change the appearance of your armour with something else you already had, was really good. Transmog competitions were added to the game in Warlords of Johnbonne, I want to say. It might have actually been in MOP, Mr. Pandaria, Siege of Orgrimmar time. I love that seasonal event. It was like once a week, like once a month on a weekend. You would have basically a fashion show, and you'd say, right, you got 60 seconds to dress up as this theme, and it was really, really cool, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I won quite a few times. I got all the achievements for it. I absolutely loved it. It was the highlight of the game, and things like that for me. I want to stress this. That is what I will honestly pay a subscription fee for, to do. My favourite thing in Final Fantasy XIV, above all else, was the Golden Cactus. I would literally subscribe to that game just to do the Golden Cactus, whatever it's called.
How kind of you.
So I'll just thank you. I'll move on. But yeah, I love that. I can't stress enough how much I really genuinely love that. Just the mini games. Like when Dark Moon Fair came. Oh yeah, Dark Moon Fair came in patch 4.3 as well. The new Dark Moon Fair. And it was so good. They had little races, target shooting. It wasn't great, okay, but I actually really liked it. It was so much better than the Dark Moon Fair they had before. Because I went to the Dark Moon Fair before once and I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm missing something? It's just profession dailies. But no, they made a zone that was just like, it provided no combat benefits. It was just a case of, you go because you want to have a nice time. And I did. I just went and I had a really nice time with it. I was very, very satisfied with it, and I'd easily go again. So yeah. And they added all sorts as well. They had like a flight thing as well, like flying through flaming hoops and whatnot, and racing around the track. It was just so fun. They had a boss, they had a few boss fights. They had... oh yeah, they had like the rabbit as well. They had a killer rabbit boss. This is just when World of Warcraft was only starting to get insufferable with its pop culture references. But yeah.
I need a target. I need to target something first.
Here's my torch. No, my torch is gone. I'll have to get a new one. I actually failed the quest as a result of that. I might just have to get a different torch. So yeah, I've enjoyed Catalysm. It's really good. What else I've got to update you on? I really actually can't think of that much. There's a camp down there. Don't you dare tell me that that's a place I could have gone. Is that a camp? Is that tents? No, that's... oh, is that a tent there? You motherfuckers! Of course! Oh yeah, to get a fast horse in this game, it costs 590 gold. Someone said in the chat. Well, I'm nearly there with my 2 gold. I've got 3. Nice. Right. Let's make a basic campfire. Does it use our flint and tinder up? Does it consume it? No. And I gotta set fire to the cart. What's that smell? Cozy fire.
What brings you here? Ishnuala.
The description on the base reads, "I'm home." I like that. Right. So, we've done that. Now what do we do? Think about Stormwind. Think about Stormwind. That. Okay, right. Before we do that, I just quickly want to add this location to my map if I can. Just get an idea of the threats there, just in case I need to summon for that dungeon. I haven't seen much demand to go here, and I think it's probably because it's that far away. Which is going to suck. But I can always ask the guild and just say, hey, is anyone up for this dungeon? I'm sure a lot of players are like, you know what? I want to do a dungeon. I want to play with other people. and that's all good with me. We've nearly leveled up. We will probably level up when we hand in these quests. Just want to know roughly what's down this way. I said before, flying is Pandora's box, where you can't put the potential of it back in. You can't remove it. Warlords of Draenor, the expansion after Mr. Pandaria, saw a huge, a catastrophic drop in subscription numbers when players were told there would be no flying of Warlords of Draenor. So what they had to do is they had to settle for something called Pathfinder, which is where you have to explore every single zone. So like uncover all of this brown on the map. You had to do enough quest chapters, things like that. And then you would unlock the ability to fly your flying mounts in the world of Draenor. It was a really good idea, I think, a good compromise. It kept players interested in the world, it helped early PvP continue, but it was one of those things where it came in very, very late, because people were just used to flying around in the game, and just going wherever they wanted to, unimpeded. And I think the same of things like LFG and LFR, which is looking for group and looking for raids. So you've got matchmaking tools to get you up with other players. So like here, I'd click this, and I'd say, right, that, and then it will put me in a queue and put me in with other players. So, like, 2 more DPS, and a healer and a tank. Yeah. Okay, so that's... Oh yeah, the music here is really good as well. I think it's the same here as in Wailing Caverns as well. I'll show you platform depths. So you can of course go down this way. Well, you're not, are you? You are of course going to go this way. Really nice map. We're not going to stay there. I'll show you the inside of the dungeon and I'll reset it. I might have to nip away for a minute. In fact, I'll have to get off very soon. I know I haven't done much in this episode, but... John Human. I'll give you underwater breathing, because you need it. You don't need it, I suppose, but yeah, they do. Where's the dungeon? Anyway, the point is it's very much like this. Let's go to our house soon. We're done here. But yeah, this is what Black Fathom Depths is like. Deeps is like. You notice as well the loading screen is different there. Oh, it's raining here. It was raining in Darnassus when I was on my warrior. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, I'm going to pause for a moment and then I'm going to be back very soon. Alright, so and I'm back, and I think I might just play with the target. Oh, we defeated the sea monster. Oh yes, because I think that's what the horde's trying to do.
Well met.
They're trying to summon a kraken, I think, to destroy Theramore. Now, no, this is not where I need to be. I need to get... No. They wouldn't, would they? Let me just try something. Because I think we've been up there. I think we've seen Jennifer Ammo in this expansion. I'm just wondering if there is actually an a portal to Stormwind from Theramore. Doubtful, but possible. Let's find out. Anyway, yeah, so LFG systems and LFR, I think one of those things that once you have them in a game, it becomes an addictive feature. People really don't want to give up their...
What brings you here?
They really get attached to their convenience. Which is why I like Classic, because the temptation is not there. Because I would be using dungeon tools a lot. Dungeon queuing tools a lot. To join dungeons instead of actually communicating with other players, waiting around to do things. I'd be doing quests, so right, I'll wait for the queue.
Welcome to Theramore. Have you come to help the Alliance?
Dear me.
Well met.
Ah, yeah.
King's honor, friend. Be careful.
Devosh, I think, is a major mover and shaker in the not Culturus, in the Kirin Tor, the Association of Mages. Oh, I do like this. I'll just read this real quick. Just a little thing, but I like things like this. Yeah, I'd love to play Catalysm again and show you what the ruined park district looks like, because you get to walk around and just see the new docks and things like that, unless that's a Wrath feature. But yes, I like dungeon tools. I think they're really good matchmaking tools and MMOs, but they are also painfully addictive. You lose so much when you are playing the game like that, and you're just basically using the entire world as a lobby. But at the same time, it's quite appropriate that you're doing that when MMOs are essentially 3D chat rooms. Farty McBash. Farty McBash. It does not take much to tickle me, but that tickle me.
Well met. Hello.
Are you the dock master?
Hey there.
I do so enjoy sitting out here, listening to the sound of the great sea. Oh, what? Yes, this is the ship that will take you to Bethel Harbour. Docks here from time to time.
Safe travels.
I do like that. I think it would have been in Wrath of the Lich King, where they actually tell you where the next boat is. So it's like, where's the boat? Oh, it's currently in Bethel Harbour. Oh, it's actually on its way here. And it just helps you feel a bit more comfortable as to, right, have I got time to do this? Have I got time to do that? Can I quickly AFK? Did you know Uber got the idea from James Bond, where they were watching James Bond, I think it was maybe GoldenEye or something, where basically Bond had a tracker for some villain's car, and Uber were like, the biggest problem with taxis is not knowing where they are. So they made a map, so it's like, okay, you know where your driver is and you know how long away they are. That's the reason why Uber kicked off, because they have an app that tells you things. I have an app for my bus that tells me where my bus is from time to time, because it's absolute dog shit as an app. But if you go to the coast, there's a great bus app there that not only tells you where the bus is in real time, not just every 10 seconds or whatever, every 30 seconds, it tells you how many seats are occupied. I don't think it tells you which seats are occupied, but it can tell you roughly how many seats are actually free, based on the number of tickets sold. Whereas mine just gives you a rough estimation as to how busy it is. If it's empty, medium or full, but even then, no, it doesn't, because it's going on average. Like, it's normally quite busy this time, or it's actually normally really quiet this time, and it's fucking packed. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh fuck me, I'm an idiot. There's there's no way to get. Nah! Do I have water walking? Do I have anything that's gonna make this faster? I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking fool. This is what happens when you. I was about to say when your mouse move. It's not. It's what happens when you don't pay any goddamn attention. Yeah, while tanking, well, rather practicing tanking, I've realised just what the problems are, because I can only really move forward. I can't actually like sort of go left and right, strafe. So that's gonna be a bit of a problem. I'll have to run on if it moves.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Someone's asking in the Union chat there about the character Night Trap. Are you related to the Sega CD game? Yeah, I think Night Trap is actually one of those games that's entered the public sphere as like actually a really good game, rather than just like it's so bad it's good. Way. So, let's have a look. Got the Hell's Bread. Alterac is another place I'd like to get. Yeah, I've got to be level 50 to get up there. I'm just thinking of like other places I could possibly get a Flight Master. It's going to be very difficult to do that, I think.
What can I do for you? Safe travel.
Travel is getting a bit expensive now. I think even for mages with portals, they have to use a resource, they have to use a reagent. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's funny as well. On the flight paths you can see like there you just saw the plane crash and there's just a half-buried body there. I like that about the flight paths. You just come across these little things that like you're not going to see through ordinary travel. I think this is something that you will miss with flight. In fact, Miss Pandaria did this really well, where you had these massive spires, and sometimes at the top of them they would have little silly things, like there were two, like no one else knew this for a really long time, because so to fly in Mr. Pandaria, because to get to them you need a flight, and to fly in Mr. Pandaria originally, I think for about 2 patches or maybe 3 patches, you needed the Wind Serpent mount, which you could only get in Miss Pandaria, and you can only do that by basically raising your own Wind Serpent by doing daily quests. So every day you'd get a bit of reputation for, and that way you'd actually level up your Wind Serpent. And I did that. I had a Jade one, and I was one of the few people on the server to actually fly around and discover a lot of things, because I was one of the few people who did that instead of actually gearing up. Yeah. I only did it because I thought, oh, well, it's a sort of pet thing. I get to like raise my little pet or whatever. I get to mount at the end of it. Cool, okay. And everyone else is doing things that are actually going to be really important for their character to get into raids. I did this, and then I flew to these spires, and I saw like these two skeletons with like a card game, and they had like one like a gun by the side, and one had like a sword coming out of the chest or whatever. And I thought that was really funny, but you're only going to see that if you fly there. And I liked that. Yeah, I like that a lot. And you don't necessarily quite get that. Oh, hello. See a skill dragon. Ooh. Yeah, look here. The Explorers League there, who you're only going to see if you have a flight path. But if you can just fly there willingly, it almost takes away some of the joy of it. Oh yeah, up here, is it in this house here? There's a house you can't ordinarily get to. I think it's up there somewhere. But, or was it up there maybe? There's a house where there's this guy who actually has a farm of sheep. I think he's a gnome. He's got a load of sheep, but one of his sheep is electronic, and I think you can actually kill it for a companion. Oh no, you could. I think you could actually hunt as a hunter. You could charm it to be your pet. I'm like, oh, was it? It wasn't that guy there. It was somewhere up here. In fact, I think it was actually around up there, maybe. Yeah, I think it was actually up there. And the point was, is that you can actually just go there and just like, oh yeah, I've got a new hunter pet now. And he's a robot sheep. And it was just weird. But really cool. And flight would not necessarily let you get that. Well, actually no, sorry, flight would get you that unique experience of being on the ground, wouldn't it? But I also like the idea of like flight paths, just having things, and it's like it actually gives it a bit of mystery. So rather than just swooping in and having a look and just going, eh, you actually have the wonder because you can't stop, because the game is saying, no, this is just a little silly thing. We're not going to give you the time to actually look at it. Like, not giving you the time is the mystery. There's so many people on mounts, I've noticed. What the fuck shard am I on? Where everyone's just really high level. What on earth is going on here? Everyone's really high level. Oh yeah, phase 2 of this is coming out. So the current raids that are available are basically Gruul's Lair and I think it's Magtheridon, but I think Black Temple comes out in phase 2. So ideally I want to get to max level around May time, so that I can raid Black Temple with the guild. But that said, I'd actually like to see all of the other content. I can do on alts and things like that. I'd like to try and show you as much as I can of the game. So yeah, you do miss a lot with flying, but you also miss a lot without it. I think flying, ultimately, I've always said this, that basically, flying is not necessarily a good or bad force.
See you later.
Flying is
See you around.
something that it's up to you as a developer to do it well. Like Anthem, people love the flying in Anthem. I didn't like it though because it just didn't do anything. I said before, Spyro the Dragon has more stuff to do than Anthem does. It's better because you actually get to do activities with the flying, rather than just being a means to an end in a really open and not particularly interesting map. Whereas Spyro had these beautiful levels that you could use flight in, and you could use it to, in Spyro 2 onwards, you could use it to a varying degree. So... right, so, I sense the emotional energy residing from this artifact undiminished by the passing of time. The Incubus will be drawn to it like honey to a fly. To go. Binding, okay. Take it to the groups below.
Have a good one. Be careful. See you around.
Yes, this will do nicely. I can persuade them to be about civilization.
Be careful.
Okay.
Have a good one.
So we've got 2 quests. We get an Incubus as well. Okay.
Need help?
See how this goes. Yeah, so now I've got my new mouse, I'm going to bind about 9 keys. I could probably actually do it about 12. So I've got my letter keys here, but I'm also going to do these ones here. I'm going to replace these. So, right. Now let's do the... oh yeah, Incubus. Even though there's got the Succubus icon there. So, Incubus. I wonder if I want to do one or the other.
I can't cast that yet.
Is that a new model? Is this a new thing? Well, we've got that, and where's my other thing? The Heartswood Core. What's that? Where's the Heartswood Core? There it is. Yes. Don't mind me, you know, just scanning the model or anything like that. PPW looks back. Right. Okay then. Yeah, I like how in WoW there's lots of languages that you as a character don't speak or don't need to speak. I like it a lot and how they've actually changed them. And written them. Okay.
See you later. Have a good one.
Oh, we now have our...
Be careful. See you later.
Succubus and Incubus. Do they have any different abilities? Or is it literally... I think this is actually a new thing. Oh, no. This has got to be a new thing. again. Or were they? Because that looks like a newer character model to me. Yeah. That's got to be newer. Huh, okay. Anyway. We can now learn our new spells. Ooh, sense demons. Yes, I love that. Yay, right. Okay, Christ. Okay, whipping me. Right, we've got Drain Mana. Nice. We've got Drain Soul rank 2. We have Corruption rank 3. So what did you do before? 90 damage, that does 202. Over a longer period of time. Good. Good, good, good. Great. Okay, we've got a talent point to spend. Where are we going to put our talent point? I don't know. I had a plan for this and I can't remember. Oh, was it just going into here? Into reducing resistances? So next talent point I could put it into here. So we can next go for Grim Reach, which would be really good. So we could increase the range to 40. Good. Good, good, good. We can increase the range of those to 40. That works for me. So I think I will be going for that one. No. Not to 40, sorry. I'm going to check to see if Grim Reach is going to be worth it. Because it's not by 10 yards, it's by 10%. So that's going to be like, what? A couple of yards? That might be about 3 yards. So 36 yards ain't great. Probably be about 35 yards in total, wouldn't it? I'm not entirely sure about that. What about Nightfall? Gives you a Corruption and Drain life spells, a 2% chance to cause you to enter a Shadow Trance after damaging an opponent. The Shadow Trance reduces the next casting time of your next Shadow Bolt spell by 100%. Interesting. So I get a free, well not free, but an instant Shadow Bolt. Empowered Corruption. I'm going for that one. It's going to be these two. Nightfall and that. Your Corruption spell gains an additional 12% of your spell bonus damage effects. I need to see you. What have we got here? Does my imp know that? I don't know. I need soul shards, so I can't actually go for a lot of this stuff here. Phase shift, it already knows. Fire shield rank 2. I don't want to get anything that I don't actually need yet. Sacrifice rank 2, consume shadow. Suffering. Just avoid Walker's suffering. Soothing kiss. Do I have to do this per thing?
Off and away.
So if I teach the Incubus this, do I also have to teach the Succubus this as well? What are his abilities anyway? Demon, Lash of Pain, so it does damage, and then Soothing Kiss is soothes the target, increases the chance it will attack something else instead. So that's great in leveling, but not in, or PvP even. But not in... Oh, what are they wanting? Ramparts. No, I can't do that. Okay. I could really do with doing stockades. Right, what quest was I actually on? I can't remember. This is the thing now. It's the Battle for Althea Basin. Let's abandon that. Stone Gear Search. Just don't really doing that. I'm not going to bother with that one. I'm not bothering with that down. A Watchful Eye. Oh yes. I was in Redridge, wasn't I? Rathbane or Northshire. Ah, there we are. We can wrap these up. Oh yeah, because I was in Redridge before. Because I had to do that quest, a Watchful Eye, which is a pain in the ass to get to. I can't do Theocritus Retrieval. So basically all my quests are sort of leading down to Darkshire, aren't they? As part of the Defias quest. But I'll tell you what. Let me ask in the guild. No, I won't actually. I might wait another day. I'll keep an eye on guild chat though, to see if anyone's running stockades. The reason why is because why am I taking the really long fucking way around? That's fine. You know what? It's actually talking about it. We're only going to the start of town anyway. So, what was I talking about? Oh, fuck. Yeah, stockades. I need to do it for the Defias quest line stuff and see where the story takes us next. It'll probably take us to Darkshire because they've got their own problems. Really weird textures going on there. Huh. I mean, to be honest, to be fair, all of this is basically just scaled up from Warcraft 3 anyway. They've done really well with that. Yeah, this is more what like the character models look like in retail today. Pretty good if I'm honest. Did you stop that? Could do with a horse soon. I need a horse. I'm tired of fucking running everywhere. It would make travel so much more bearable. You're really starting to see all the higher leveled and higher geared people now, aren't you? This might just be this layer. But, yeah. Oh yes, in Azeroth I think there's about 2 moons. I think they're considered mother and daughter in certain cultures in the game. The Tauren are really big on the like this. I think it's like the Sun Father and the Earth Mother. I think. Oh wow! He's got one of my first transmog sets. Look at those shoulder pads. Mantle of 3 Terrors. Oh, it's so good. Isn't that like from Molten Core? Oh, Black Morass. It's such a good set. Ah, you're checking out my... Wait. Hmm. I think they're the same. You're a mage, aren't you? Just want to check. Yeah, you're a mage. Nice one. Oh yes, if you type haha or lol in the chat, it laughs.
Till we meet again.
Oh yeah, that was nice. That was nice. I saw them looking at the the succubus who targeted him like that. Your health bar's greyed out, interestingly enough. Okay. Oh, you logged out.
Too far away.
That might be why. I like that. Just random chat to someone. That's nice. Oh, there was something I wanted to talk about actually with World of Warcraft. There's the one-button rotation, from what I've heard. So I haven't actually seen it in action yet, but I'd like to see it and give an opinion on it. Because, basically, instead of doing this, where like you're going through all your different spells and like that, what you do is, it's basically a macro. And from what I understand, actually, the opinions on it were quite good, and I think if I were playing retail at the time, I would have been in favour of it. But the one-button rotation is basically you queue up abilities with just one button, and it'll just play them out. I think, you know what, that's really good. I'm actually okay with it. The reason why I'm okay with it is because, look, it's like the auto-steering in Mario Kart. Yes, it's making the game easier and more accessible, and accessible in this case of disability, not just making it easier as such. It's allowing people who want to play the game but can't because of RSIs and things like that to do it. Because, believe me, like, it gets boring, like doing all this stuff on your keyboard and everything like that. If you could try and minimise as much as possible, that's why I've got this mouse with 12 buttons on the side, because I want to be able to move my hand as little as possible and be as comfortable as I can. Pressing the buttons. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have all these like 1 to 12. What if there's 10 buttons. So I'm probably going to have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. And I might have some more bars along the side here. You know. So it's not a bad thing to just have one button that does it all. And it's like in Mario Kart as well, the auto steering, it's not swerving, it's not drifting. So you're not getting speed boost. It doesn't take shortcuts. It is a flat, debuff essentially. But it allows you to play the game. You know? I think it's fun. You know, you're not going to win any races on auto steering alone.
Safe travels.
We got the stresses to that.
See you around.
Well, I finished a copy of my book. Here's the original stresses of art. Thank you for your patience. And if you see Milton Town, we're sorry for the long delay.
Have a good one.
Let's return to the square. Oh wow, okay. Hold the fucking phone here, matey. A 12-slot soul slot bag. Right, quickly move these. And just equip that. Right, no. So now, this 12 slot bag holds my soul shards. And it's only for souls. Great. Thank you ever so fucking much. Oh, I've got another one. Yeah, boyo. I'll have that. I'll take that. I've got 2 soul slot bags. I can now have 24 soul shards. Woo! Yeah, I can't hold as much loot. But you know what? Who needs loot where we're going? Which is nowhere at this rate because we're barely leveled up. Right, let's go to the cathedral square now. Oh, and I need to set my hearthstone as well, don't I? Probably should set it in gold shard just in case. Because I don't really have to go all the way from fucking Menethil Harbour, do I? I will have to call it night soon. I appreciate this isn't the most eventful video. It's going to be like this sometimes, where we just have a chat. And there's not much going on. But I like to think I like to try and keep things entertaining as best I can. But the one button rotation, I think it's okay. It's the idea, like, because I think what it does is it doesn't cancel animations or queue things up very well. So basically, like, if enemies were playing to their full effectiveness, the game would be a lot harder. If they'd be getting spells so quickly. So instead of going and it's still blasting off as firebolts, it's like that. You know? There is a delay, I think, with the one button rotation, so that's why it's probably a lot more accepted.
Hello. See you later.
Because it's not winning you raids. If you're worried you're going to lose your raid slot as a result of of someone else using a one button rotation, you've probably got more to worry about than that one player. That's the wrong way. Sorry, the roads from Lakeshire, because I know it looks like there's not much difference, but I do sometimes get lost here. Or I'm trying to go to Storm and I go the wrong way. Hey! Someone's done their Black Morass achievement. Well done. So the Black Morass is one of those time-twisty dungeons where you go back in time to stop Medivh, aid Medivh in opening the Black Portal and letting the orcs through. Because I think Sargeras or Archimonde was possessing him into doing it. I don't know. I can't remember. I will have to watch some lore. There are some great lore channels out there for Warcraft stuff. Like the equivalent of like Luton 09 for Warhammer or whatever. I mean, Baltimore does great Warhammer lore videos. But yeah, in terms of Warcraft lore videos, there's some really good ones out there. But I can't think of any off the top of my head because I haven't watched them, but I will get back into them. And there were some that were really, really good in terms of, like, they made little movies as well, like Machinimas, and Machinas and things like that. Really awesome videos. Yeah. I'd like to watch more of those if I can. You know what, we're going to hand this quest in, we're going to find out what our next quests are, and then we're going to bugger off. Because we cannot stay while doing this. Because I've got other games I want to play. I want to play, what is it, Void Train? Oh, my darling dearest. Oh, yes. Who's Skill Tabard?
Light be with you.
I can't carry.
Safe travel.
Ah, I can't carry anymore. Okay. What can I get rid of? Let's eat that. Let's get some spirit. Why not? Great minds think alike, of fools rarely differ.
King's honor, friend.
Right.
Go with
Let's
honor.
represent the
friend.
Union. Oh. I think it's... Hey, it's some tankers clashed together. Nice, don't clink, it's common. Champion of the Naru. There's a lot of champions of the Naru here. That's the only title I seem to see. Champion of the Naru. I saw a Grandmaster, that was cool. Yeah, the one button rotation I'm absolutely fine with as a concept. Because if it's cutting down on RSIs, repetitive strain injuries, then great.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I got some boots, didn't I? Am I wearing them now? Oh, shimmering! Ah, that's a shimmering set. Oh no, do I get them for doing another question here?
For the Alliance.
Yes, I do. Right, okay.
Go with honor, friend.
Whoa! My booties. Only 2% increase. For the others, it's good. Right. So we've done that. There's the... That's going to corruption abroad. So many level appropriate quests in there, so let's go to Dash. I'll pick up the letter quests, we will begin there. And we'll rest up because that is where... Done again. That tab out of the flame. Yes! I wonder if I can get mine. If I can, I will wear it. Have I got anything to put in the bank? I believe I might have some stuff here. If I got some bags I can put in the bank. Haha. A skill bank.
You need something?
A 6-slot bag I replace with a 8-slot bag. What can I put in here? That'll do. Right. I wonder if it would be worth possibly having one of those soul slot bags as... Do you think I need 24 soul slots? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I want to pay to travel actually, let's have a wonder. 12. Dutch. Crusade. Is that hair? Is that a hood? I like that gear. That's cool. Nice and practical. What's the knife? Dick. That's the dick. Okay, cool. It's literally just all white gear. Just very practical. Practical armor. I like it. You know what? Target is too low level. That's interesting. They're too low level to have underwater breathing cast on them. I've never had that before. I don't know that before. Where you can't cast a spell on someone because they're too low level. You can put certain, like Mark of the Wild on people, or Arcane Brilliance, but what class are they? Warrior? They're rogue. So I don't see, because it's not a combat spell. It's not like it's going to give them a huge stat boost that's going to make them kill everything in one go. Target level too low for underwater breathing. I'm not getting.
I'm out of range.
So he's not too low level. Or level
I
21.
need to get closer.
No, I got respect. Okay.
How generous.
Right. Anyway, on our way to Darkshire, or whatever it's called. I don't know what else to do, to be honest. Is there anything else going in phase 2 that I can think of? It's Black Temple, I think, and that's about it. Other raids, maybe. But, no. Oh yes, you are going to see the coolest weapon in the game at the time. The Warglaives of Azeroth. So let me tell you about the Warglaives of Azeroth. The Warglaives of Azeroth are Illidan Stormrager's glaives. Illidan Stormrage is the final boss of Black Temple, I believe, where he's being kept as prisoner and he's broken free. I'm not entirely sure. He is in... So he's out of space. He's in around here. And, like, Black Temple's, like, all here. There's a little side door there that you just have to sneak into. So you go in there and you kill him, and he has the Warglaives of Azeroth. The Warglaives are these bright green, glowing glaives. There are no other glaives in the game. Glaives are very, very highly demanded items from the playbase. They're like blades that like run across the arms like that. You know, like Yu-Gi-Oh players had. They had a glaive with all the cards in. That's what it was. Bright green, but you know, less cool. And there's the left Warglaive of Azeroth, and there's the right Warglaive of Azeroth. And everyone wants to be the guy who has both. They are the best melee weapon for a very long time. Oh, because they're legendary as well. They're legendary. So legendary weapons at this point in the game are exceedingly rare. Legendary weapons that I can think of in World of Warcraft Classic are Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, and I think it's part of the blacksmithing quest actually, that you have to make it, and you have to go on a very, very long quest to get all the stuff to make it, and it's a really good warrior blade. There is Ragnaros's hammer, that I forget what it's called, but again it's like a two-handed warhammer that's greatly desired. It does fire damage on hit, I think, and it's pretty good. It does get outdated, I think, quite quickly, but it's the prestige of actually doing it. They're of the Union, hey!
I can't cast that yet.
So, there was, what else? I'm trying to think of other legendary weapons. There weren't many in this expansion, in this game rather. I genuinely can't think of any more of them. Oh, there might have been some rogue daggers. I can't remember. But there's going to come a time when Black Temple comes out and the Warglaives of Azeroth drop, and they're an exceedingly rare drop, that everyone wants to loot the Warglaives of Azeroth. The Warrior wants them, the Rogue wants them, the Paladin might want one. The Hunter. Every weapon is a Hunter weapon, because they benefit from pretty much all stats in the game. Strength, agility, attack power, I think it's spell power, because they are spellcasters at the end of the day, because they use mana, you know? Everyone wants the Warglaives, everyone wants to be the coolest person in the room, and they are awesome. They're so freaking cool. And you know something? I can't wait to see them. I'd love to be in the raid where they drop, just to see everyone go mental. Especially if everyone's chatting on Discord and just going ape. I'd love to see that. That would honestly make my day, to see people going wild for the Warglaives to drop. I can't think of other legendaries though. There's the Sun Fury bow that drops in the end of the expansion, but hunters were not too chuffed with that, because when they got it, it's like, well, it's going to be questing gear in the next expansion. There's no more bosses to kill this expansion, so it's like, it's a pointless legendary. So, I don't think what else there is. I don't know of other legendaries, to be honest. I don't think you can get Frostmourne. Oh, you can get one of the Ashbringers. So you can't get Ashbringer. I don't think you can get Frostmourne as a player character. You could get Shadowmourne as part of a quest. I think I did that. There's lots of different weapon quests throughout the game. I can't think of that many legendaries. Because I think a lot of stuff later on is basically like a lot more bosses stop dropping loot quite like that, like legendary loot, and they start having them like pets. So, oh, is it the Alcatraz that's coming out next? Something like that. Anyway. There's a raid that'll be coming out later, where you can get like a Phoenix mount. And that was what I farmed for ages, but didn't get it in the end because it's got like a 0.1% drop chance. Skill. So I can go that way, but there's not really any quests. So hang on, both these. Oh, we're not going that way because it's level 29. Can't believe I'm only level 24. So the questing experience you get, no, the experience points you get in general from 20 to 60 is supposed to be a lot higher. Well, is it? Or is it like 30% higher, I think? I can't remember. join Nomragon. I'd love to, but I can't. I've got to actually just get some quests here. Let's try and get an introductory quest. You are commander. I'll be able to...
Hey there.
As commander of the Night Watch, it is my sworn duty to protect the citizens of Darkshire. Stormwind has retracted their commissioned guards from their post, leaving us here to our own devices. If you feel weather for the task, we need your help. Assist the Night Watch by venturing into the Tranquil Gardens just south of Darkshire, slaying 8 skeletal warriors and 6 skeletal mages. The threat must be thwarted.
Farewell.
So there's a lot of undead. In fact, yeah, let's have our...
Greetings. Be careful.
place here. Oh yes, and... Have we tried demons yet? Sense demons. There we go. We can now sense demons on map. Nice. What other quests we got? Let's take all the quests and then we're ready for
King's honor, friend.
next time. I've since you for quite some time. We've returned to the palace.
Farewell.
Stars. Okay. Granddaughter Alyssa was in great danger. I consulted the cards and death stared upon me from the table.
Go with honor, friend.
The totem of infliction.
Light bless you.
Oh, you're a quest giver then. Hang on a second.
You need something? Farewell.
Hang on. Right, okay, sorry about that. Because I went to the daughter, I thought, oh, hang on, she got missing, but no, she's there. Zip stitch. Never heard that surname before. I don't know if that's a real one or... Carrot on a stick. Right. Right, watch me while these things. Walking in the woods.
Need help?
Okay.
Light bless you.
Oh, hang on a second. It's stitches.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Wouldn't him at that low level. Hey.
Outstanding!
Need help?
Let's have a
Be
look.
careful.
Okay, so check out Raven Hill.
Safe travels. Light bless you. Go with
Hill.
honor, friend. Farewell.
Okay, so this is supplies to someone. Okay, I think there's a quest in here as well. So let's pick them all up here and then we can do them next time. We're not handing them in yet until I get some rest of XP.
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
What did you have to say there? Okay, right, so to the stars. So there's loads of quests to do then. And mind you, actually, some of them are... Ah, it's an old history book, so it's saying it can possibly drop from there and you get a quest. Okay. There's a lot of killy quests, that's good. Let's see.
Excellent.
Right. So I'm trying to navigate because of the trees. Okay, so we've got lots of stuff we can do.
What can I do for you?
Okay.
Be careful.
Right. Have we picked up enough quests? Are there more to get? No, I think we've got all the quests in the area. Right. We will be questing here in the next part. As I say, I apologise, it's not been the most interesting video. But that's WoW for you sometimes. And I like to record everything, not just the interesting parts, but also as well if I like. There's a lot of travel. There's going to be a lot of boring parts. And you know what? Sometimes actually those can lead to some of the more interesting things. Either down here to be mindful of any walks or witches. No. Oh god, I wish you'd stop making that bloody sound. Alright. Well, I'm gonna get off. Thank you. It's one else the same idea.
How are you? See you later. How are you?
Alright then. Well, thank you, Overshore Sheep. Take care, Stephanie. I'll forward to seeing you in the next part. See ya.